Hi everybody, it's Lisa. Today we're going to be working on the glue book again. Here's the picture that we did last time, or the spread that we did last time of the birds. I hope you're all doing well. I glued more pages together. This way we would have a sturdier place to put the pictures, or to put, the images. Because this book has very skimpy pages. They're very, very thin. I got a new glue stick this time. It's the Scott permanent glue stick. It works pretty good. As far as I can tell. It held the pages together because I did some pages with it. And I'm just grabbing some papers out to do the next layout, which would be music. I got so much music paper, like tons. So I figured we'd try to do that. Hopefully it'll come out looking good. Like I could probably do a whole book in music paper. Like I'm not even kidding. I did want to try to ink the edges of some of these papers, especially the papers that are from actual, books and stuff. There are other papers that are quote unquote scrapbook papers that I had gotten from Amazon. Just like that paper to the right that says, well, it's supposed to say Flora, but the F is covered. That's one of those type of papers, which most of them, a lot of them look like they have been inked and distressed, we'll say. So now I'm just inking up the edges of these papers. And once again, I videotaped this yesterday. And despite the fact that I sound checked 15 times, no, maybe not that many times, I guess maybe about 8 times, I still, the sound was so bad because I used that new microphone. So I guess I'll just have to save up money, and hopefully maybe for my birthday, which is in August, I will be able to get a decent microphone. Because it's just, I personally did not put it on my clothing, because last time I did that, like anytime I moved, it would rub. So I put it up where my phone is, on the, the arm that is above me when I'm filming, and I sound checked it honestly several times to make sure that it was going to sound okay, and it did, until I went to videotape, and I should have stopped and checked in the middle of it, but I didn't, because I assumed that it was okay. and it was not, it was bad. Like, the beginning started out okay, but then as the recording went on, it was just horrible. So now I'm doing a voiceover, which I don't necessarily like doing, but gotta do what you gotta do. So hopefully this video will go out today, which is Thursday. We all know I'm not good at editing to begin with. And now just to have to do this, it's very nerve-wracking. And I don't even know if I can pause this, to be honest. So, last week, we went through the graduations. Finally got all the kids' clothing situated. My 8th grader wore one of her sister's dresses to the graduation. And she wore, like, she had a little, we had to go out and get her, like, a little jacket to wear over it. Because really the dress was like a semi-formal dress. But with the little jacket, it was perfect. And we didn't have to worry about undergarments or anything of that nature, which we would have had she not worn that little jacket. So we went now 2 Tuesdays ago, and they did great. That was 1:30 that afternoon. Lasted till 3:30. And I had to get my other child into Jersey by 5. So we had to rush home, get dressed, or get changed for her graduation, and then run to get my sister-in-law, and then go to Trenton, which isn't that far. But we got there. It was quite easy to get there. And then, that was amazing. I've never been to a high school graduation, and you could, well, aside from my own, I'll say, which was a long, long, long time ago, but the excitement was palpable. It was that crazy. Plus, it was in the arena. So it's like places where they do like concerts and circuses and stuff. And it was unbelievable. That thing was so, well, I'll say the first level was packed. So I don't know. I think they said the arena holds like 10,000 people. I'm not really sure, but I overheard someone say that. So it was a lot of people. But that was 2 hours. Well, the kids had to be there. The graduates had to be there by 5. And then the doors didn't open until 5:30 for us to sit down. Of course, that all got held up because somebody fell. So they had to let the ambulance through and all that. And, like, you can't even get in the place unless you go through the metal detectors. So that caused a big issue. Nobody was telling us that there was 4 lanes open or 4 doors open, and people were just going through 2 of them. So we were like, it was ridiculous. So we finally got in there about 6:15, and, then the whole procession and all that happened. But it was unbelievable and so exciting. The kids were just so excited. But now my children are like, I can't believe it's over. Like, even my oldest, who graduated high school, it was over for her. And she's like, Mom, it doesn't feel like I graduated. I said, yeah, it won't until everybody goes back to school. And you're not. So you'll realize. But we got home. It was probably around 9:30 that night. So we didn't do any. We went to Wawa and got food for dinner because everybody was starving. We never ate because we had a rush to get done and go, to the second situation. So we had fun. The kids we were all wiped out by the end of the night. The only the only bad thing I'll say is I didn't really get the pictures I wanted to get, which is which sucks because we can't do it over. Like we never got any pictures with my child's 8th grader who graduated because we were rushing around so much. We took pictures here and there. And then same thing with the high school graduation. We didn't get pictures that I wish I got. I wish I could go back and say, well, let's just take pictures. But my husband was so interested in getting out of that parking lot that we just got out of there as fast as we could. But I'm going to have to go through. And the other thing was the fact that, like, I had no idea how it was going to be set up in the arena. So, of course, I saw sections where there was too many people. Like, I wasn't able to sit in the big crowd. And here they were the ones that were closer to the front of the stage or front of the line of kids where they sat and stuff. That, because that's where my child was. She was in the first couple rows. Like, nobody told us what was happening. Um, they told the kids they didn't have a practice because they couldn't. So, regardless, she graduated. It was exciting and wonderful. I'm so proud of her. And hopefully, she will do great things, as will her sisters. So, that was the exciting week of last week. I heard a lot of people having trouble with heat waves and stuff. Please try to stay cool if you can. Limit your exposure outside. Also, the smoke from the Canadian wildfires has subsided for now. They said that it could get bad again, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't. And the only reason why it was coming down towards us is because of the way the jet stream is and all that, which it normally isn't like this at this time of year. Right now, it's June 22nd. Well, when I'm voice recording, it's June 22nd. Yesterday, I videotaped this. So it was the 21st, the first day of summer solstice here in North America. And it was 68 degrees here in June, which is absolutely unheard of. Last night, my husband called me at work because our car broke down again. We've been fighting with this vehicle for, I'd say, the past 5 years. The car is a 1997, well, it's a 1998 Toyota. I got it in September of 97. Like, I guess right before, like, right when the 98s came out. And it's still running. barely, but it is still running. It's 20 something, you're 25, 26 years old. Like, he had to put a new transmission in it last year so that we would have 2 cars. We finally got that situated. The car was running, and he called me I had to go pick him up at work because the car was absolutely dead. Like, dead, nothing. Absolutely nothing was working. And he works at a car dealership. So, of course, he was one of the last people there. So, because he had to work late. So he came out and his car wouldn't start. Nobody was there to help him. So he works like an hour away. So I had to go get him. I didn't get home till like 9:30 last night. It was bad. And I wasn't tired. That's the thing. And I'm like, oh, can't do this. So, of course, this morning I woke up at like 7. Really? Like, it was before 7. It was probably around 6:45. So I figured I'd try to do this. If it works, you'll see it. If it doesn't work, and I'm scrapping it and making a new video with a different... I may not even use a microphone for the next one because it's ridiculous. It really is. Of course. So, like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. Stay cool if you're experiencing the summer heat. Today, I think it's supposed to be really cool here, too, again. It's just absolutely unheard of in my neck of the woods. It's usually 90 degrees by now and humid. Of course, they're saying we're supposed to get rain for the next week. They said it yesterday, and it barely rained. They lie. They lie, I tell you. So anyhow, back to the journaling. I'm working on this glue book right now. However, we're probably going to put that away in a week or 2. And I'm going to dig out my unfinished fall journal or autumn journal and my Christmas holiday journal that I was working on last year and just abruptly ended because it was Christmas. I couldn't do any more. So that's what I have in the works. I also was thinking of doing a journal, like a recipe journal, I guess you can call it, because I need to stop writing recipes. Like, I'll take them offline and write them on a piece of paper and then make it. If it's good, I'll put it, I'll just leave it sit in my kitchen. And then I'll be like, oh, I gotta put this paper away. And then it gets lost. So, I would love to have somewhere to put that stuff. Or even somewhere to write the stuff in. So that I have it. Because there have been a lot of recipes over the months that I have had to make for my child who is everything intolerant. And, she'll say to me, oh, well, what about that other thing you made, blah, 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 a couple weeks ago. And I don't know where the recipe goes. It just disappears. So if I wrote it down in a book, then I would have the book around. I have a book, like a recipe book, but there's only like maybe 3 pages left in it to write on. So I need to start fresh and new. I'm trying in this journal here with the music papers. I'm trying to do them in different orientations. Like some I have the music notes going up and down, like the one I just put down, and then the other ones are going sideways. I'm taking some of the scrapbook paper from Amazon and cutting things out and laying them down. And I did think of it at the end. But I do have some papers that have like a guy at a piano and or a lady ballerina lady, stuff like that I could always put over top as the focal image type thing. I actually did start, when I did my Christmas journal, I started a separate little section for recipes that pertain to Christmas, like all the Christmas cookies that I do make or that my mother had made while I was a kid. And all like we used to have big parties on Christmas Eve. We had the 7-fish dinner with my family. Only close relatives got invited to that. So we used to do that. And then afterwards, my mother would have an open house. So people would come, my cousins and all that. But she would have like little hors d'oeuvre things and all that later on. So I took all those recipes and wrote them down and put them in that little section. I just have to get all that. I have to dig all that out because it's in my closet. Not sure if I said it already. Hopefully by my birthday, possibly God knows Christmas, I'll be able to get a new microphone. Here's hoping. Just irritates me when you buy something on Amazon. Like, I purposefully will not buy anything that's under like a 4.5 rating. And I always look at the reviews because sometimes the reviews are different than what it says. But I'm going to be more careful next time when I purchase it. I'm going to go by what other YouTubers use. And now I'm just cutting the edge of that hanging off thing. We just got 1 or 2 spots left to do. And I'm so excited. We are almost at 100 subs. That's so cool and so awesome. So if you come to watch my videos for inspiration, consider subscribing. The more the merrier. That's what I always say. That's why you always see what shenanigans I am up to. And is this the last piece? No, not yet. Almost. I don't know. Did I ever use that piece? I don't know. Oh, I was saying in the beginning, I like to skip a page in between layouts. No, I didn't use that. I definitely like to skip a page between layouts. This way, I can always go back and fill it in if I really, oh, excuse me, if I ever really wanted to. But I'd prefer not to at the beginning, because if I do want to rip that page out, I don't want to have something on the back of it. So, though I am using this as a glue book, technically I'm not planning on ripping the pages out and using them as backgrounds, but you never know with Lisa what I'm going to do. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I did leave, now that I'm looking at the book again, I did leave like a single page in between a couple of them. So, I don't know. I still have to glue up the rest of the book. Hopefully, this will look pretty when I'm done. Has anybody done a glue book out there? I know a glue book is just a glue book. You glue things in it. You can make it what you want. You can do it like I'm doing it, with just themes on for each layout. You can do different colors for each layout. You can do whatever you want. Do different, I think it was Ceri the Crafter had shown a couple of his, and he did, like, one had like a whole section of like green, and then the next section was all a different color. And he went through the book like that. And I don't mean just like regular like green pieces of paper. I mean like anything that had green on it, he put in the book. It was really, really cool. Definitely, if you haven't heard of him, you need to go check him out, because he's pretty cool. I'll leave a link in this video to his channel. I tried to do that the last video or one of the videos, and I couldn't find, it wouldn't pop up because now they have that, your handle, at whatever. So, his name is really Ceri Griffiths is on his thing, is his handle. So, I'm going to have to do that and remember that this time. And I hope all of you have a great weekend coming. And, of course, a great rest of the week. I'm just wrapping this up now. Putting a little piano keyboard up there. And I appreciate you being here with me. Thanks for watching. Please come back to see what I have in store for the following journals. Like the recipe journal, and we got to finish the fall journal, Christmas journal. It's becoming close to that time. We got to get going. I'm not going to be not finished again this year. So I appreciate you being here. Please come back and say hello. And I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you for being here.